Well, Mother Nature threw another wild curve at us. As the ground was just about dried out, we got a whole bunch of snow. And we have a piler here. They're here to get potatoes, and they're stuck. So, just hooking the loader up to their piler to pull them out. They don't need a whole lot of extra help, just a little boost to get out of the mud hole. I think once they get out of this mud hole, they only have to back up a little bit, but I also got to make sure I don't hit the cellar behind me. Yeah, everything was just about dry. Yesterday, it was all good. And we had some gravel hauled in here because it was kind of muddy. We didn't want it to be super muddy. And then it snowed like 3 inches. All right, looks like they may have a spot to push on. You gonna try pushing it?
Yeah, you wanna push it?
Yeah. Should be able to push on the main frame here. I just can't push straight on. Gotta come at an angle so I don't hit that tire. I think they're in. Yeah, we weren't expecting this. Yesterday there was no snow and the dirt was starting to dry out, and now there's about 3 inches of snow. Just a ton of it. It'd be perfect for building a snowman, but I don't really want to build a snowman today. I was hoping to not have to drive through mud pretty soon. But now, all this is just a mess. So we hauled like 5 loads of gravel in here yesterday and smoothed it all out so the semis could not get stuck. And now it's just gonna be a mess again. Okay, it's time to pull this thing out of here. We are not completely done with it. We're still missing the extension for the top, but they had to order that in, so we'll be in for about a week or two. So we're pulling it out so we can get the other planters in here. But I think that's, between the extension and the drag bar, are the only 2 things that we have not got finished on this thing. So it's nice to get this one out of here. It looks like it's just about ready to go. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it works really well this year. Hey, if you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. There's about half of you that have not subscribed that keep coming back to watch the videos. So go do that right now. This one fits out of here pretty good. Now that we took that wash tank off the side. As you can see, that snow just keeps coming down. Maybe you can't see it in the video, but it's still freaking snowing. We've got about 4 inches. About an inch of it's probably melted off because it's above freezing. So there's already some puddles starting to show up. So yeah, it's gonna be muddy for a few more weeks, looks like. Well, no sooner than we just pulled that one out, we gotta pull another one in. So I think this might be the last one we're pulling in. Christopher's is new enough that I don't think it needs any work done to it. I think we're just going to look at it once it gets a little bit warmer. We're gonna look at it outside and see if it needs anything, but I think this one just needs to be looked over a little bit. I don't know that it needs a whole lot. Probably check the discs and stuff down here, but that's about all we're gonna do. Let's go up here and get this thing, make sure he doesn't hit the shop. Looks like he's got plenty of room. close. About 4 inches. But it hits. I think he's just gonna sit it down once he gets in here. There we go. One more planter. So on this, we have a few things. So we have this pump right here. This is our transfer pump that we use to fill this tank from the tractor. When we first got these last year, this was the first one we put on, and we weren't sure. They told us it was self-priming. They're not. So we ended up having to fill this tank, and that filled the pump. Then we didn't burn up, but we pretty much burned this one up initially. It worked, but the seals are all bad and everything. So I don't know if we're gonna replace the seals, but we do need to either replace the seals or get a new one of those pumps. And then around here on the back, there's some discs. Which discs are bad? Oh, we got broke the shaft. This shaft right there is cracked. So, and then some of these discs along the back we'll just need to go through, make sure they spin, make sure, because the bearings can go bad.
That one's too small.
Yeah, that's a little baby disc compared to that next one. We need to get that swapped out. But just a few things. Yeah, we got to check the fan bearings, make sure they're still good. So there's just a few things on this one that we got to get fixed. Should be able to get this out of here as long as we have all the parts. Probably, what day is it?
Thursday.
Probably beginning of next week, might have it out of here. Just depends on how bad everything is and how hard it is to fix it. Probably one of the biggest bummers is going to be fixing that crack. So this shaft is welded to this plate, which is like, that's this whole assembly. So we either have to torch that off or just buy a whole new assembly, which that's not going to be fun. It'd be a lot easier just to replace the whole assembly, but it'd be a lot cheaper to just torch that off, and we'd have to go buy a new shaft to put through there and weld back on. But I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. It's one thing where...
Wasn't that a new fan housing, this whole thing?
I think
it was.
Yeah, I think we did replace
Yeah, that whole
that.
fan housing. So we did the bearing last year.
We just have to look, spin the fan, feel for any...
Yeah, put your hand on it.
Well, I don't feel anything. It feels smooth. I think it's good. That's good, because we're taking this off, as you saw in the last video. It's not the funnest thing in the world. You can't really see it, but there's a fan in there. I can see it, but you guys can't. It looks good. It looks fairly new. But I think we replaced this fan and this whole housing, because it has a ton of holes in it. It was just completely shot. And they make a lot of noise. But it was completely shot, so this whole housing's new. I can't remember if it was a year or 2 years ago. Did a little bit of snow in here, and I can think of one thing to do with this snow. Let's go find Trevor.
Just that one small disc and that one drop.
Ah! Gotcha.
Some people's children.
Oh, this one looks small.
Yeah.
Like, start putting
It's
the
got-
small ones on.
Well, the other one on the other side's small too. The one
They
next to it.
start busting off the bolts. Oh. So I start putting little this.
Smaller ones probably have a little less.
Since you're right there, Chris.
So we need this thing.
Yeah.
So that one won't spin.
No.
Bearings are bad.
It's made a flat spot.
Well, that's good. That's how you know it's good.
A little wibbly.
That one bearing won't spin either.
Disc is still good.
Just gotta disassemble these.
Yep.
If the discs are still good, you can just replace this hub. This one, clearly no worky. As you can see, there's some bearings on the bolt. Looks like that, like you were saying, that bolt is bent.
So is this one.
So it definitely, the bigger disc puts some torque on that bolt, for sure. So this disc is good. When the nuts don't want to spin, you just break them off.
So we have McGill here.
But
It's fun, just, you know.
usually we can just replace, as long as we don't, as long as it hasn't ruined the hub, we can pound the bearings out and replace the bearings. The old races out. We're able to salvage this hub. It looks pretty good in there. If I can get you a good view. It's nice and smooth except for a couple little punch marks. But we have a few spares too. So these ones are brand new. They'll be in better shape, but we'll put new bearings in this one. Here's some bearings. If these bearings are a little dirty, but if they're good, we'll put a couple bearings in it so we'll at least have a spare, and then we'll be good there. Christopher already put his new disc back on, or old disc, new hub and everything. Already put that one back on, and we're already putting the fan belt back on because the fan looks good. So it's just a couple little things here and there. This one, we may be able to pull this one out tomorrow, looks like. Except I did forget that that is broken. So we're gonna have to figure out if we're fixing that or welding it or what we're doing. That's gonna take some work. Welcome out, everybody. It's the next day. So they have been coming out to get some potatoes. They came out yesterday. They came out 2 days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. Anyway, they brought out their equipment, and yesterday they came out and actually got a few loads. They have to take them in, and they were gonna come get a whole bunch, but they were testing a few. So they have to test for the sugars and a couple other things in the potatoes to see if it works with the product that they're making right now. So I'm just walking out to the cellar because I want to see how much they actually got out. So the piler is still outside the cellar. So obviously they didn't get very much out. You can see that it was soft when they were coming. This is all frozen now because it got really cold last night. But I'm gonna walk in here and just see how much they got out. I think they only took 2 or 3 loads yesterday, but this cellar's narrow enough and short enough pile that could be quite a few spuds. So let's go check it out and see what the pile looks like. Well, they didn't get out too much. They got out some. Sorry, it's kind of noisy in here. This door came open. That door will stay closed. It sure works a lot better. Alright. Well, they got out a little bit more. Still not a lot. There are a few more sprouts, looks like. But not bad enough that it's holding them up. Last year we had such bad sprouts we had to get the backhoe in here and scrape them out, and then the scooper would pick them up. But hopefully they can get these out of here. Actually, this is our seed potato cellar, so these potatoes have to be out of here by April 1st, and right now it is March 7th, so they only have a few weeks to get them out. We have to have the potatoes out of the cellar so we can bring our seed potatoes in and cut them and treat them and put them back in this cellar. So hopefully they can get them out in a good amount of time. I think if they haul 7 or 8 loads a day, they'll have them out in time. but we'll see. We'll see if they actually come today and get 6 or 7 loads. Well, a semi just pulled in, so looks like they are getting some potatoes today. Might go ask them how many they're supposed to be getting today. Hopefully they take at least 6, was I think how many they needed to take every day. Let's go see what it looks like in the cellar. Getting this first truck loaded up. Supposedly they're taking 3 loads today, so that'd be good. Apparently they're gonna start up another line at the plant and be able to ramp up and take quite a few more loads a day. So hopefully that is the case. Well, there are a few vines. Luckily there is this little side conveyor, and it does lose some of the vines through this belt. This cellar just isn't, it's not supposed to hold the potatoes quite so long as it has been. They're getting them out of here. Maybe I'll come back later when they're digging in over here. So this year we have contracted half. So last year we grew just over 1,200 acres for one company, and they've been really slow about getting them out, and they're a processor that makes potato flake. Well, this year they cut us down by half. So the half that we got cut back, we were able to get a contract with the Fresh Shed. So we actually have a contract with the Fresh Shed to grow some russet Norcotas, and we're gonna grow those this year. We haven't grown fresh in a long time, but hopefully we can get some good potatoes, because those are gonna be the ones that get sent out to grocery stores as baked potatoes and stuff that you'll be able to buy. So that'll be interesting. Well, they got their stuff stuck. So the piler is stuck, and it's just in a gravelly hole, but the scooper is also stuck. They dug a hole in the cellar and got the scooper stuck in it. So I don't know how experienced these guys are at actually running this equipment, but we're gonna try and pull them out. We got a chain and a yankum rope, and we're gonna attempt to pull all of this out, and then we got to pull them out a little bit and then push the piler into the cellar. So this will be interesting. The reason we're using the chain and the yankum rope is because we just need the extra length. We got it hooked up. I'm gonna kind of tilt this a little bit so it's not, to protect me a little bit. I don't think it's going to take a ton of force. Yeah, he's already moving. I'm barely pulling on him and he's already moving. Okay, a little bit more. There we go. They've got him backed up all the way to where he can maneuver around now. Now we're gonna unhook, and I'm just gonna push on the front of his piler here like I did the other day. Now we'll get this moved. Pile of snow and crap out of here so the semi doesn't have to worry about that. I'm also going to smooth this out just a little bit so the semi hopefully doesn't get stuck. Turn my auto the auto bucket off so I can actually get some downforce here. I just drive forward just a little bit more and just knock the shop down, maybe we can get a new shop. We all know we need a bigger shop. Now we just remembered that we have a new rim for this loader that I'm in, because the rim, we had all the lug nuts come loose and it wallowed out all the holes, and we put new lug nuts in it and tightened them down really tight. We've just been running it like that, but we have a new rim, and we actually have Ron's Tire out here is out swapping some tires for us. So we're just gonna have them change this rim while they're here. Seems like there's never a dull moment on the farm. Just when you think you're doing something, something happens and you go start doing something else. All right, well, they're back to scooping. Back to loading trucks. Looks like they're about to take out one of the vents. They probably need to get worked over into this corner so they can get that vent out right there. Now we're getting a little avalanche. Don't want to bury the scooper though. Well, I just came back from the shop just in time for to miss Christopher cutting this off. So we have to replace this bracket and a bunch of this stuff. So instead of trying to get those arms off because they wouldn't come off, you just cut those rods, because this piece is all trash anyway. That's where it broke right there. Just broke off. Looks like it's been broke for a little while. Just finally finished it off. Hopefully the new one will be a little bit better. We did decide that, so these plates right here, they hold this arm in place. So instead of putting back on these ones, which are 3/8 thick, we're gonna go have some made out of 1/2-inch plate. Hopefully give that a little bit more strength so we won't break any of these anymore.
This one is very solid.
You have to get all these off. Just beat that one and that one with the hammer. We didn't have to heat them, but I don't think we bent anything.
No.
I think they came off fairly easy. But this one is really on there.
I need someone who's left-handed to come swing this hammer for me.
Any lefties out there want to come help?
Pause. I'm getting really warm.
When it's cold outside, you just got to do hard work. then you're hot.
But it's 65 in here, so.
Yeah. Got it.
Done. Now you can put it back together.
I don't think we bent that either. I think putting it back together would be a lot easier than taking it apart.
Oh, okay. So I'm giving you the easy job then.
Yep, I got the easy job. Put it back together. No, it's I think that's why that shaft broke, was because it got so rusty and corroded that it just seized up and then snapped the shaft. So we're thinking on the rest of these we need to go through and spray some oil in there and see if we can oil them up so they don't get so stiff. Well, we got it off. There's a nice layer of rust and dirt, so I'm gonna scrape that off. And then we'll put the new one on. part done. This plate, that was the easy part. Now we have to try and get this all put back together and get it attached to this one. So we have all these new arms with bushings in them for the tire over there, but also Christopher just got back from Black Venom. Is it Black Venom, right? Black Venom up in Idaho Falls, or up in Yukon, and they cut these plates out for us to replace these plates because they keep bending right here. So we got these ones that are a bit thicker, so hopefully we don't bend them. And man, they cut those out really fast, so same day service. But we're over here trying to get this all put together. So we'll see what we can do. And we got the thicker plates on here, so hopefully we'll never bend this or anything again. This side has never bent, so we're gonna just leave that. But we got the thicker plate on there, nice half-inch plate, and they're putting these plates. We're just gonna go ahead and replace them on all of them. So hopefully we don't have any more tire issues. And while we were doing this back here, Josh was up here and he fixed the pump. So he got all the parts for this little transfer pump. It had we burned up the impeller and a bunch of seals and stuff that were in here. So he took all this apart and replaced all those. And I think, is that everything that was wrong with this one?
Yeah, and the holes in this cut.
Oh yeah, that was another thing Josh did. All these pipes, see how there's duct tape right here? He put some quick steel on there where there was a hole and sealed it up good. And since it's sucking the seed on, it won't like blow off or anything, and that's how we fixed it in the past. I think next year we do need to replace all of these pipes because they are starting to get pretty bad. And Christopher just gave this a little bit of a paint job, so now it's well, kind of green. It's not oxidized green, so it's not the same match, but looks pretty good. We'll go along and paint these so they don't rust, so they won't look like this. All right guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and comment RMF Club if you want to be in the RMF Club. We will be picking somebody from each video to send some stickers to, so watch out for that. I think we might be there might be a form in the description that you can go fill out to be in the RMF Club. It'll make it easier to send you stickers. We won't have to like wait for an email back from you for your information and stuff. We'll already have your information, so we can just send it to you. So if there's a form in the description, or if there's text right here, that means I actually got the form done. If not, then maybe in the next video. But I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna get this thing done. Well, it's pretty much done. We just gotta pull it out, and then we're gonna call it a week. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.